Ukraine has warned it is considering acquiring nuclear weapons to shore up its military position in its confrontation with Russia. This step would be taken if NATO did not agree to the country's request to join the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Andriy Melnyk, ambassador of Ukraine to Germany, says that Ukraine had two options at this time, namely to become part of an alliance such as NATO and also to contribute to strengthening Europe, or rearm ourselves with nuclear. Ukraine once had the world's third-largest nuclear arsenal but was disarmed in 1994 after receiving security guarantees from the United States, Russia and Britain. Kiev expressed outrage after Russia's annexation of the Crimean Peninsula in 2014 that was part of its territory as proof guarantees had not been fulfilled. Ukraine has for years attempted to launch accession talks with NATO but has so far refused. This problem has been all the more pressing since the gathering of thousands of Russian troops over the past few weeks along its border. Parts of Ukraine's eastern Donetsk and Luhansk region along the Russian border have been held by rebels supported by Moscow for nearly 7 years. Ukraine's defense minister, Andriy Melnyk, accused Russia of preparing to potentially store nuclear weapons in Crimea and warned that Moscow could attack Ukraine to ensure water supplies for the annexed peninsula. Melnyk said, Crimea's infrastructure is being prepared for potentially storing nuclear weapons. The very presence of nuclear munitions in the peninsula may spark a whole array of complex political, legal and moral problems. Melnyk provided no evidence for his assertion but said Russia was massing 110,000 troops on Ukraine's border in 56 battalion-sized tactical groups. Meanwhile, Russia says it is NATO, not Moscow, that is carrying out threatening military action in Europe. Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said its force maneuvers were part of legitimate drills to test combat readiness. For Washington and its European allies, Ukraine is the highest-profile test of a decades-long policy to build a ring of Western-aligned democracies on Russia's western flank, though it has not offered Kyiv membership of NATO or the European Union. Concerns about an escalation were partly assuaged after a phone call between U.S. President Joe Biden and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. After the telephone conversation, the U.S. also reportedly cancelled plans to send its warship to the Black Sea. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said that the U.S. had notified Turkey on Wednesday, April 14, 2021, that the ships would not be heading to the Black Sea. The Pentagon has declined to discuss the possible transit since the reports first surfaced. Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby said, "We routinely operate and conduct operations in the Black Sea and throughout the European Command Area of Operations." Two U.S. destroyers, the USS Donald Cook and the USS Roosevelt, are in the Mediterranean Sea conducting maritime security operations. They were still a few days from the Black Sea when the decision was made to scrap the transit. But some in Kyiv were disappointed. Ukrainian officials are also tracking Russian movements suggesting a buildup along the Kerch Strait bridge to Crimea. The strait connects the Black Sea to the Sea of Azov, and officials are wary of Russia moving to block access to the Black Sea and link its mainland to Crimea. Ukraine's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that Russia announced it would be closing part of the Black Sea near the Kerch Strait for foreign warships until October, under the pretense of conducting military exercises. A spokesperson said Russia's actions violate international law and reiterated that Ukraine has the right to regulate shipping in these waters of the Black Sea.